Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd could rise up. It could get elevated.
So many. Okay, move on. All right, so
Spider-Man.
Spidermans. I'm gonna let you start on this one. I'm gonna take a quick break.
I know what you got to do. Then I'm gonna have to too. But okay, Spider-Man. Because of the success, the runaway success of No Way Home, which if you haven't seen it, here's spoilers. You guys know it's fair game by now because it's been out for so long. We did see Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker and Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker, both those. Because of the runaway success, Sony saw a gold mine. There is a rumor they're going to let Andrew finish up his trilogy because he only got two, Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's supposed to be getting a third one to finish it off. Which, if he would, I loved him as Spider-Man. I thought he was a great Spider-Man personally.
He was a great Spider-Man.
With the current technology, it's going to be even better. It's not going to be that shitty Electro that they had.
He gained a lot of favor with me in that movie.
Oh, he was great.
He was awesome.
I really like, and I like he's the optimistic Spider-Man, the Peter Parker. So it's rumored he's going to be getting a third. There's a rumor Tobey's going to be getting a fourth because he was originally supposed to have 4.
This is turning into, and I don't blame him for doing this because it's smart. Business-wise, and you hear me talk about this a lot, and it may not be a popular decision behind or a popular reasoning behind this, but the fans benefit in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a smart business move to strike it while it's hot right now.
100%.
People are loving it. They're going to make money off. If they make those movies, no matter how shitty they are, if they're just going to wrap up Garfield's trilogy, if they're just going to give Tobey one more, they could be the shittiest movies ever, and they're going to make a killing off of it. So they're going to make them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like Spider-Man has become the Batman now. You know,
he's the it child right now.
Well, yeah. Well, saying the Batman is, how many versions of Batman have we seen over the years?
10.
And we've got movies that overlap, that even overlapped in release dates.
We've got the new Batman movie coming out.
Yeah, and it hasn't been that long since we had there was another Batman. And then so you got these, multiversal Batman running around. It's going to happen with Spider-Man now. And it's going to be kind of the same thing. I think we'll see those stories branch off and then be their own things and probably separate, and then they can loop back in or whatever. But
I'm adding Batman in there because there's a couple rumors surrounding that too.
Okay.
It's not very much. There's not a lot of rumors around the DC mill right now.
The only thing that's different with this, that separates Spider-Man and all these different variations that we're seeing in these movies that are going to have their own property, their own movies and things come out versus all these different Batman that have came out over the last 20 years, is these are connected Spider-Mans.
Mm-hmm.
All these Spider-Mans are connected, and you don't have that with Batman.
As of the last movie. No Way Home.
They could have actually probably continued Garfield's story and continued Tobey's story and been wildly successful, but now they've tied them all together, and so that they're all aware of each other.
Maybe that's what they. Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I really like that.
And Marvel can do that because they've introduced the multiverse. DC cannot. I mean, DC has its own multiverse stuff going on, but they're not cohesive enough.
They suck
in their stories, in their motion pictures. Some of them are great, like the Dark Knight trilogy was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All these things were great on their own,
not connected,
but they're not connected, and I don't think they can connect them now.
No, they can't. They're too far in.
They're too far in.
They're
going to be seen as copying. Marvel killed it by hitting the multiverse first, because there is a multiverse in DC as well, right? Where you have crossovers of characters and things in different universes and things like that. But Marvel got there first.
Yep.
And so DC can't do it now without...
Well, they can. It just won't be as good.
Well, they can, but they're going to be seen as copying Marvel's formula,
right?
If they do that. Whether they've had it all along or not before the whole MCU multiverse shit happened.
Right.
DC cannot do that now. They shot themselves in the foot again. And I love their greediness, and I've said it before, how gritty and real their movies and things can be, but they're just going to have to keep doing reboot after reboot after reboot. Yep. They kind of fucked themselves, and now that's where they're stuck with.
Yep. Well, and here's the other thing. Supposedly the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, the third movie, he's going to be depressive, and he's going to live with some sort of wolf dog-based superhero as a roommate. And then there's going to be some sort of father figure in there, and he's going to be all depressive, and he can't get out of bed. But his weakness is the only day he can't get out of bed is on Monday. And he just sits there and eats lasagna the whole time.
Ah, dang it. You got me.
Because he's Garfield.
And
he changes his costume to orange with black stripes.
Mouth. Done. Motherfucker.
So, next rumor
I'm really disappointed that I didn't catch that. Because in first grade, we had to write a story, like a page-long story in first grade about what comic or what cartoon character we most identified with. And I wrote about Garfield.
Because you love lasagna?
Yeah. Because I love lasagna.
Oh,
God dang it.
You're welcome.
You got me with that one. I thought you were going, like, when you start saying Mondays, like, oh, somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Like, I thought that's where you were going with it. And like, okay, here it comes. And you threw me the curveball when you said lasagna, like, you son of a bitch.
You're welcome.
You son of a bitch.
The most recent rumor, because you got to remember, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we're only a couple months away.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's May now, I think. They kicked it back to May.
Yeah.
Toby is rumored to be in that.
That could be cool.
He's also rumored to be, his movie is also supposed to be rumored to be, he's supposed to be the older version of Peter, the sweatpants Spider-Man from Into the Spider-Verse. He's supposed to be rumored to be, that's supposed to be his character.
I'm going to make a leap of faith prediction of what's going to happen if he gets his fourth, which is likely going to happen.
Yep.
Okay, so he's our older Peter. He's going to be our old wrinkled Peter, right?
He's the one that has trouble getting up out of bed.
Yeah, we have
not in the morning.
Not in the morning.
Still, in the morning it's fine.
Yeah,
he can get up, no problem. It's just
at night he's tired.
If he's been drinking too much.
I'm going to make, and I haven't read this anywhere. Whenever you started talking about Garfield's third and Toby's fourth, so Toby gets a fourth. He's getting on up there for a Spider-Man.
He's
character.
in his 40s. Yeah.
If he gets his fourth movie, at the end of the movie, he dies. That's my prediction.
Just to finish it off.
They're going to end it. He's going to die. He's going to pass the mantle
to Tom. Or Miles.
No. Oh no, yeah, I was going to say Miles.
Miles is rumored to be getting, he's already got his own movie, Into the Spider-Verse.
Right.
And Into the Spider-Verse 2. That brings us to another thing, is all these Spider-Verse characters are supposed to be getting offshoots, like Spider-Gwen. She's supposed to be getting a show. Supposedly.
We're really seeing, like, and we saw this a lot in the 90s. All these, like, because comics were hot in the 90s. Superhero things were hot in the 90s. So you got X-Men, you got all these weird, that's how you got Ninja Turtles. That's how you got all these weird Saturday morning cartoon things, right? Some of them lasted, some of them didn't. I think we're seeing that again. And so far they've all been really good. We're going to get some duds. It's bound to happen.
It's the rules.
Because it's almost like they're really trading that line really carefully of not doing too much. Because I think you can do too much. You can just throw so much shit out there. You can do too much that they're like, you get that. They're doing a really good job of balancing it right now. I just hope they don't get that whole foaming at the mouth. Like, we got to get every character we can out there. And the focus becomes on getting characters out instead of telling good stories. I hope they do not lose that focus.
I kind of hope they don't either. But it's bound to happen.
I'm worried that's going to happen with the wild success we're seeing of all these different movies and things. Now we're getting to see all these characters brought to life, and they're dipping their toe in it with some of the obscure ones, that they don't lose the focus of what made these movies great. And there's a danger of that happening.
And here's another obscure one. Exactly your point here. They're supposed to be making a Amazon Prime television show about Silk. She is one of the Spider-Man characters. She got bit by the same spider on the same day Peter did.
Okay.
Except
her
power.
To Amazon. Oh, Sony. Well, that confuses me though.
Amazon's the one who picked it up. Bezos picked it up before he left. It was in development, but he like her powers are she can produce the spider webs. I think she goes transparent, like can become invisible. I'm trying to remember all her powers, but supposedly she's supposed to be played by, if you guys watched The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix, by one of the Weird Sisters, the Asian one. She's supposed to be playing the character because the character is South Korean. And she's South Korean.
That works.
Gorgeous young lady, but I could see she looks like the character. So I could see that. But this thing has supposedly been in production, but they're keeping a tight lid on it. So we'll see what happens. Next, Young Avengers. I'm telling you, this is going to fucking happen. We're already gearing up. We've seen Kate Bishop. We've seen Speed. We've seen not Warlock. What's his name? Wanda's other kid.
Wanda's kids.
Why can't I think of his name right
Wiccan.
now? Wiccan. We've seen Wiccan. We're getting Riri this year. She's Ironheart.
Okay.
We're getting Miss Marvel. Is it Kamala? We're getting her this year. Supposedly she has her own show on Disney Plus, but then she's also supposed to be one of the 3 Marvels in the Marvels, the next Captain Marvel movie. We have Scott Lang's daughter Cassie, who is Stature. We've seen her. We're getting the Young Avengers. And we saw Elijah.
We did see Elijah
in Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be Patriot. So we're getting them. I just don't know when. And they haven't announced anything, but you can see that they're building up for this.
It's a smart longevity move because they've got now they're getting these younger actors and actresses to they're
the next 10 years.
They're setting it up for these parts that they can play for the next 10 to 15 years. They don't run the risk of them aging out.
Yep.
And so that's a smart move. And they don't. And here's the thing: they don't have to.
Nope.
They don't have to. They've got them all set out there where they can use them. They're filling their bullpen right now.
Yep.
Where they can use them if they want to, and if they have a need to, but they don't have to. If we don't ever see Patriot, then we don't. Or if we don't ever see
Wiccan again,
then we don't. We will. We're going to see Wiccan.
Oh, we have to see Changeling too. So Wiccan ends up getting married in the comics to Changeling.
Mm-hmm.
Changeling is, or not Changeling, Hulkling. Hulkling is a shapeshifter. You find out later Hulkling is a Skrull.
Yeah.
Skrulls are going to be in Secret Wars, which that TV show is coming towards the end of this year, supposedly. All the dominoes are there.
Yeah.
Which
it
leads us
into
into our
which
next
one they want to.
Boop. Yep. And here's the other thing. I swear to God, they're setting up for Dark Avengers too.
Okay, explain.
We have the Black Widow, Yelena.
Mm-hmm.
She got her Captain America. The Countess got her Captain America.
Yeah.
Because she was a major Hydra character, and
I forgot about. I totally forgot about that U.S. agent.
She got her U.S. agent.
I hated him. She's
going to. I'm trying to figure out if she's going to recruit Echo or not. From the Hawkeye TV show. I love that game. But I think we're setting up for a Dark Avengers. So I'm trying to figure out who the Iron Man's going to be. But the more we're getting into this, the more it's coming to fruition. We know we're getting a season 2 of Loki, so I'm wondering if she's going to pull someone from there.
Yeah. I'm going to start seeing that these TV series are going to start being the seeds for all these new branching off movies and things. Like Marvel's doing what in the last 15 years?
Mm-hmm.
What and I'm I want to give Disney credit for this because once Disney got a hold of it, they really ran with it. And now they're doing it with Star Wars. Marvel is doing now what Star Wars should have been doing for the last fucking 30 years.
Uh-huh. Expanding.
And Star Wars is finally doing that, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit, getting away from the Skywalker saga, because it's a huge universe. And Star Wars only has one. There's all these things like they could focus on, but then they only
concentrate on the Skywalkers.
Skywalker for the longest time, and even some of the spin-offs were still Skywalker related. There's all these other things that are happening going on. I mean, I know they all tie. A lot of those things will tie back, but we'll talk about Star Wars stuff here in a little bit. But Marvel's doing what Star Wars should have done a long time ago and building this massive universe that you can get lost in. And that's, if you're not like me, where it bothers you, where you can't keep up with everything all at once, you can just kind of, I'm going to explore this area
your own
over
place.
Here.
Yep.
Yeah. So, there's that. That's what I said earlier, as long as it doesn't get diluted and it's characters for the sake of introducing characters.
Well, I'm kind of hoping that they're setting it up for Young Avengers versus Dark Avengers.
Could be.
So, to fight for the right of the new Avengers. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's another rumor that we didn't put on here, too. The new Avengers team.
Oh, who will it be?
Yeah, because we know we've got Sam already as Cap.
We won't know. I don't think we'll know until we get definitive mutants, because I think there's going to be a mutant
or two in there.
Or two on there, yeah.
Oh, here's something we also didn't put. Who's going to take the title of Black Panther?
Ooh, that's a touchy
They
one.
have not said. I think it's going to be Shuri, because she did in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
Michael B. Jordan's also rumored to be in the Black Panther 2.
So I've seen two camps on this,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've seen the recast and then just the whole new.
Yep.
And it's so touchy. I mean, I think maybe you do. I don't know which way you go. That Marvel's done recasts before,
Mm-hmm.
but not because of this type, because of a death situation.
Right. So this one would, and he was such a beloved actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be, and I think the mouse knows this too. It would do such a disservice to recast that character.
It would.
Unless they pull in an alternate universe.
That's their option.
T'Challa.
That is their option, because he's a beloved actor and T'Challa is a beloved character.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we only got a little bit of, we didn't get a whole lot we got some, but we didn't get a whole lot. We definitely didn't get their full vision of that character due to unfortunate circumstances. So, do you, for the sake of the character, you keep it going? And you could do that with the multiverse. So you can bring in a variant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to have to be a damn good actor. Like, those are huge shoes to fill. Or else you're going to have a fucking fanboy riot.
Right. You are.
So, that is so... Okay, I'll just put it out there this way. Whatever decision they make, whether they continue the character or if they do a recast or variant route, or they pass the mantle, whichever decision they make is going to piss off a lot of people. It's a lose. I think it's a lose-lose spot, and they're just going to have to take a stance and just go with it.
Yep, I agree.
And either, like I said, pass the mantle recast or bring in the variant. That's their options. Whatever they do, people are going to be pissed. It's just going to have to happen because the only other option outside of those three is, well, we got no more Black Panther, which is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So,
um,
so we talked about Eternal introduces music.
Brie Larson, supposedly, she's very well hated, is the rumor within the Marvel universe. Not her character, but as an actor, she's just supposedly difficult to work with.
Yeah.
The big rumor is that this is her exit. That's why they called it the Marvels instead of Captain Marvel 2. And this is her exit from there. She's already, think about how many movies she's already done.
Yeah.
She's fulfilled her obligation. So we'll find out.
Yep.
And that's all there is on that one.
That's all our Marvel stuff.
That's all our Marvel.
That's a lot of Marvel stuff.
Yeah. There's not a shit ton on the DC because DC is rebooting everything.
Again.
There's the Aquaman 2 coming out, Shazam 2 coming out, the Batman, which by the way looks fucking fantastic.
I'm getting more and more excited about that. That's another one when I talked about, like, I'm trying
dark as hell.
Trying to avoid getting too much information. I've seen that's one that I'm looking a little bit into because I mean, you know me, I'm all in on Marvel right now, but Batman is my man.
Yeah.
That's my And so
we'll find out, but because now we've got a new Batman and Catwoman, which they both look great in the costumes I saw. Supposedly, we've got the Flash movie coming up with Urza, and he got in trouble for a lot of shit he said.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it was like hateful racist shit when he's a gay Jewish man. Kind of weird, but he said it and he got in trouble for it. So supposedly in his movie, we were going to have Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck's Batman. Rumor has it they've both been cut from the film. Henry Cavill has been asked not to come back to the DCU.
Really?
Yep.
I have not heard that.
And again, don't ask us for fucking sources. Like, this is shit we've gone through. This whole episode is rumors. May or may not be true. But around the rumor mill has it that they cut both those parts out, and the Flash movie is the reset to the entire DCU. The movie is supposed to be Flashpoint.
Okay, so I know we said we didn't have any DC rumors on the list.
Yeah,
but that reminded me of one from last year, and I haven't been able to find anything new about this. So
I gotta take a break real quick. Keep on.
Okay. Let me go back and find it here because okay. So this I'm going back because I'm looking for this is an article from last April. And I'll look to see if we can find some more, but I remember hearing about this last year. And like I said, if there's stuff that you guys know that we're missing, because some of this is some research we're kind of doing on the fly a little bit, just to get some conversation out there and things. And I may be eating some of my words here. But so from April of 2021, Daily Mail stated that Michael Keaton, our 1989 Batman, is confirmed to return as Batman in the Flash movie. This was as of April of 2021. And, they're saying that the Flash movie, that the reboot that Chris was talking about, is what is going to introduce the DC Extended Universe, multiverse. So, yeah, what I said earlier, maybe I was wrong. Hopefully, we'll see if that's something they can actually do. Let me look and see. I'm going to check IMDb real quick. I think the movie is called... Oh, that's The Flash. What's the name of the Flash movie? You guys can hear me typing away. Let's see who's going to be in this. So the Flash will introduce DC Extended Universe, and that Keaton has fully committed himself to the project. Let me find. I can't find the actual movie itself. They're just calling The Flash. Maybe because it's not. I'm trying to pull it up on IMDb here. Here we go. The Flash, 2022. Okay, so we do get, yeah. Well, unless they haven't backed out yet, but we're still seeing at the time, I mean, not at the time, but IMDb is still showing Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton both as Batman. So that's weird. Let's look and see if we can see any news on this really quick. And I'm not seeing it. So it's supposed to tie in the original Batman and Batman Returns, ignoring the events of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. This is interesting. So there's some of your DC stuff. Plot is unknown. Release date, still saying 2022. So I know Justin could probably tell us a little bit more on this. This would have been a cool one to have Justin around on. But we don't have him. So expected to release November of this year. So that's going to be really interesting. I'm curious to see how that plays out. I mean, we are getting Ezra back as Barry. See if there's any other interesting names popping up on this. Nothing that really just jumps out at me. Huh. But yeah, still listing Michael Keaton. Let me go over to his page really quick. I hope we do get to see that. Michael Keaton was one of my favorite Batman. He was a great Bruce Wayne. He was a great Batman. A really cool actor. He's also going to be in... Here's the thing. He's crossing both lines. He's going to be in Morbius this year. Also going to be in Batgirl. Also going to be in The Flash. So DC's... I think they're doing a smart move. They're bringing back a very nostalgic figure for the older audiences. The people that grew up watching the Michael Keaton Batman. That's something I think would be worth us diving into a little bit more down the road. Some other rumors and things that we've kind of have on our list here. There's one that is confirmed now, and just really curious to see when it's going to come out. There was a rumor that Daniel Radcliffe was going to play Weird Al Yankovic in a biopic movie coming up, and that is happening. Al even commented on that himself, that he committed to his fans back when he released UHF that he's going to release a new movie every 33 years. It's time for a new movie. So it's going to be Daniel Radcliffe play Weird Al in a biopic movie that I think is going to be like released on the Roku channel. It's kind of weird and random. Oh, there he is.
Hey, so I got to tell you this real quick. I've been listening. Went to the bathroom. You know, that's what, and Kyle and I say we got something we got to go do. It's usually the bathroom because I don't know how long we've been recording now, but it's longer than we thought it was going to be, of course.
We might be able to split this one up.
Shit. But Lily goes, okay, I just listened to the Funko episode. She goes, it cracks me up. You guys were just shopping at the end of it. She goes, yeah. But then I caught myself, and that's what I was doing too, because like, I want to see this. I want to see what's going on. Oh, these are awesome.
Ah.
No, now who's funny?
Did she order one?
She wants to. She's thinking about the Encanto ones because they've watched it like 8 times. They watched it again this morning. I probably will later too. I'd love that movie. Okay, continue.
But you were eavesdropping on me. I mean, I hit the Weird Al stuff really quick because there wasn't a whole lot there. But I want to rewind a little bit because I want to hear your thoughts on this. And just looking at IMDb, we do see Michael Keaton is going to be in The Flash as Bruce Wayne Batman.
Right.
He's listed to play.
Mm-hmm.
Post-production. So it's been done. They're wrapping it up. Currently, another movie that's currently filming is Batgirl.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Brendan Fraser is Firefly.
Mm-hmm. And Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Which is awesome. I wonder if they're going to bring him in as... I'm wondering if this is going to, with this reboot, if this is going to lead into... oh, shit. What was when he was the older Batman with Terry McGinnis? Batman Beyond. I wonder if this is going to lead into a Batman Beyond situation.
Could be. I mean, he's like 69 now. He's old.
And that's about the age Bruce was in that show, if not older.
Well, and it's something I had to go back, and you heard me say it. I had to go back and eat my words a little bit, that The Flash is supposed to be the introduction to the DC Extended Universe.
Right.
I don't know how they handle their multiverse type things. I I mean, I know how Marvel does theirs with the dimensions, interdimensional type stuff.
I know how DC handles it poorly.
Okay, good enough for me. Take that, Justin.
Take that, Justin. But no, I think Justin will agree with us too. Like, there's no continuity with it. Like, look at the Flash TV show. How many different Flashes do we have?
How many different Batman do we have?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So get it together, DC. I'd love to see them to pull it together because I love DC. Like,
I'm gonna watch them just because I'm excited about.
They're supposed to be the Green Lantern Corps. Like,
I'm just excited
TV
to see
show.
Michael Keaton as Batman again.
I
That
am
makes me
too.
extremely excited. But we're gonna have three Batmans this year.
I'll take it.
2 Batmans in 3 movies. That's all. That's a lot of Batmans.
I'll take it.
I mean, I'll take it, but I'm going to be confused as hell.
Yeah. All right. So you went over Weird Al. Star Wars.
Star Wars, Harrison Fraud, because I can't.
Harrison Fraud is supposed to
F-R-O-D.
be in the book of Boba Fett. We'll find out.
Harrison
There's only 3 episodes left.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
They did the stuff with Luke prior.
There's only 2 episodes left because we've been through 4. Wait,
it would be a smart move to ride those coattails a little bit, where we had the big reveal, where we saw Luke last year. Excuse me. He's getting old. They need to get him in something because he's like 80 now.
Well, and the time period makes sense too,
Yeah.
because Book of Boba Fett is in between 7 and 8. So Harrison would have still been, Han is still alive in those.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would make sense there. And I would love to see him, even if it's just a little cameo, something. He went out with a bang or a crash or however you want to do it as Han before, which was oh god, that was one of the toughest movie deaths ever for me.
Yeah, it sucked.
I came out of my chair in the movie theater. I was like, oh, like,
yeah, we've had 4 episodes.
I'm
There's
glad it
only
was
2
dark
left
in the theater, but I would love to see just one last little hoorah from him, because I mean the original cast were losing them left and right.
Right.
And while they're still there, and as long as they want to, I don't want it to feel forced, and I don't want it to be cheesy.
Forced.
Yeah. Oh god.
The forest.
That was cheesy.
Yep. Star Wars.
But I want it to be done right. So, more Star Wars rumors and things. There is talk of a Fallen Order game sequel.
Which I liked Fallen Order.
Fallen Order was the older. Let me see here. I'm trying to think if I played that one. I think I did. Or no, I think it was Knights of the Old Republic. No, I didn't play Fallen Order.
Fallen Order's fun. I like Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Would it be called More Fallen Order?
L farther, less order. I don't know.
Follower, whatever. It's a fun game. I'll be excited if that happens.
Oh yeah, I didn't play that. It came out in 2019. I think I played the Battlefront, but I didn't play.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Mm-hmm.
There's supposed to be an open world Star Wars game that Ubisoft is developing too.
Really?
Which is supposed to be amazing. The rumors started last fall, but it's in development. I mean, there's been some setbacks on it because of COVID.
Yeah.
But apparently they're chugging along with it, and the early reviewers, because they haven't, there's no gameplay or anything yet, but the early things that they've been talking to the developers about, this is supposed to be revolutionary for any Star Wars game and just games in general, the way that the mechanics are supposed to work on it.
It's Ubisoft. That makes me nervous.
I like Hitman. They did a great job with Hitman.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm a little nervous on it.
But you know what? If it's an open world Star Wars game, we got to have a little bit of hope.
As long as they don't make it like an Assassin's Creed clone, where it's open world, but yeah, we got to go climb all these damn towers and swing our lightsabers around.
Yeah,
and force push. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes me nervous.
Well, from what I've been reading about it, there's supposed to be a shit ton more options than just Jedi, because if you think about it, in the Star Wars universes, there's not a shit ton of Jedi and Sith. you can be a smuggler, you can be a bounty hunter. Like there's more; those are more common.
Mhm.
So,
well, I mean,
that'll be exciting if it happens.
You know, I'm gonna put that in there one more time with Ubisoft. That when I think of Assassin's Creed and I think of Far Cry games, I like the games a lot. I love the Far Cry games,
But
the Far Cry games, I haven't played 6 yet. I played 4, 5, and Primal.
Right.
It felt like I was playing the same game all 3 times. I enjoyed it, but the mechanics were kind of the same. And then there was a lot of, and I've only played a couple of Assassin's Creed games, but there's a lot of similarities that carry over between those games and how Ubisoft does their open world stuff. And I really hope that they, like you're saying, that's supposed to be revolutionary for open world games, not just Star Wars.
Right.
That they do something new and not when I pop in, I feel like I'm playing a reskinned Far Cry or a reskinned Assassin's Creed.
I'm with you.
I hope they make it original, and I'm not going to lie, I don't have a whole lot of faith in Ubisoft doing that. I think they're going to stick with what they know and how to make it work, and they're going to tweak it just a little bit. But when you get down to the guts of it, it's going to be kind of the same thing as the other 2 properties. So,
yep, I agree. So,
Bad Batch in the spring.
Supposedly, we're supposed to be getting Bad Batch season 2 this spring.
Okay.
They've been very hush hush about it. So we'll see. But supposedly there was a leak this week about it.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. You know, we love Bad Batch. We've nerkied. We haven't done a nerky in a while. We probably should.
Yeah.
Because we've got Hawkeye to nerky. We've got Book of Boba Fett.
We may just have to do like series recaps.
Yeah.
Of those.
And then once the new stuff comes out, then go back to our regular nerky format.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bad Batch supposedly spring.
Cool.
Ahsoka. The new Star Wars series with Rosario supposedly has just added Mary Elizabeth Winstead as a character. We don't know who she's going to be.
Okay, so she was in 10 Cloverfield Lane, 2016, Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
She was Ramona.
10 Cloverfield Lane, I loved that movie. I thought that was really cool.
I did. I like that one too.
Man, I hate that there's not more Cloverfield stuff happening right now. Because that's such a cool, unique...
I would love to explore that universe a little bit more.
That is a very freaking cool universe. That is, yeah. You talk about Mary Elizabeth for just a second. I'm gonna look and see if there's anything on Cloverfield.
Okay, well, I got a thing for her anyway. I think she's amazing. She's amazing to begin with, right? But there's no telling who she could play because I think right now on Book of Boba Fett, we're about to see Dr. Aphra. I can never pronounce her name. I'm almost wondering if she's going to be her. I don't know. We know there's nothing there, and they haven't said anything, but it looks like it's going that way. Or if it's another character that we know very well, and she's a great actress. I love her. She was great in Sky High, if you remember.
I think I never watched.
Oh, Sky High is so good. Yeah. So she was really good on that. So I don't know. I'm just really interested to see how this turns out. You know what I mean?
I'm not finding anything on new Cloverfield stuff. I hope it's not dead.
I bet it is.
It probably is, but it was a J.J. Abrams baby. He's pretty busy.
A little bit.
His attention may be elsewhere.
Harry Potter.
Hogwarts. Son of a bitch, I couldn't type when I did this. Hogwarts.
I like Hogwarts.
Woo, give him Hogwarts.
Hogwarts. That's after a good date.
Oh, no, that's after that's a really bad.
It could have been a good date.
Could have been a good date.
It's just bad after.
Be one you'll never forget. So, Hogwarts Legacy. There was a ton of hype around this when it was announced. It's open world.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, open world RPG game. I'm on their website right now to see. I don't even know who is Portkey Games. I don't know what else they've done. but they're working with Wizarding World, Avalanche, and Warner Brothers Games, so there's some money behind this. Set to be released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and PC. Rating pending. Nothing new. They haven't even. Okay, this is a pet peeve of mine, and I don't know why it is. It's so weird and it's so random. But so this is a big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting a Hogwarts. You're getting a open world RPG based in the world of the Harry Potter books. Massive, huge, really cool thing. This isn't something that's going to be taken lightly. You got Warner Brothers behind that. You got the website for HogwartsLegacy.com. You scroll to the bottom, update your damn copyright year from 2020. It's 2022. I don't know why that pisses me off when I see them. I'm like, who's your dude? You could hire one person to check all your websites and be like, oh, let me change. Hold on. I need to change the year on this. Okay, I'm done. Like, I don't know why that bugs me. Just to see that.
I get it, though. I totally get it.
Update your shit. But yeah, so this is delayed again. It was supposed to release early this year, originally. Now they're saying, oh, it's still slated to release in 2022, but maybe 2023, which means it's going to be released in 2023.
Right.
If they ever give you an option of 2 dates of release for a video game, it's always the latter. And I hope this one turns out good. You got Warner Brothers Games behind it. Warner Brothers Games, I'm pretty sure, did a lot with, produced the Arkham series for Batman.
Right.
I think. I'm going to double check myself.
I'm pretty sure they did. That sounds right.
It sounds right because it's Warner Brothers. Batman, Arkham game. Yeah, Warner Brothers. Yeah, they did that. And those games were really good. I haven't seen them do anything open world yet that I know of. I mean, okay, well, those were open world. But maybe not in the sense that how Hogwarts Legacy will be. I mean, when I think open world, to me, I'm looking for like a Skyrim, Fallout type experience where it truly is like kind of an open to explore and you get these full RPG elements in it. Not so much like going back your Far Cry and your Assassin's Creed open worlds and your Arkham series open worlds. Those were open worlds. You could fly around, jump around, explore wherever, but your quests and stuff seem fairly linear. And I really hope that with this, it's something that's more open-ended, where it's a lot of dialogue choices and you have different paths that you can go down, and not just an open world to explore with, but with linear missions to progress through the story.
Right.
So there's part of our video game news.
Here's another one. We're not going to go too much on because it's not a rumor anymore because they've done it, but we just don't know where they're going to go with it.
Yeah. Okay. And the reason I put this in there, like you said, it's not a rumor. This bit of news is going to generate so many rumors of things that could be possibly happening. So I think it fits. It fits the bill. This has happened.
Right.
This stuff is going through and this is going on, but I think there's going to be so many freaking rumors that generate from this that we're not going to be able to keep our head straight with what's going on. That's the Microsoft acquisition of Activision and Blizzard. Very recent. To the tune of how many billions of dollars?
I think it was 68.
Billion? Almost 70 billion in cash. It wasn't like a stock trade, some kind of weird acquisition. They paid cash for the stock to own.
It was under Phil Spencer's pillow. He's like, how much do you want?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. He's like, oh, I ran out of room on my pillow. Here, I need yours. Kids. Okay,
Alfred, go to the vault. We need more cash.
We need more. So, yeah.
Have some lobster thermidor while you're... Yeah, so...
Lobster thermidor. But yeah, there's just so much that's going to happen with this, or could happen. Like, World of Warcraft has been losing money for the past 5 years. The subscribers have gone down.
Well, it's been around for how long now?
20 years.
For a long time. They get little graphical upgrades here and there.
Nothing.
Blizzard's, they've milked it along. They've milked it along and let it keep going. And a little bit of new content here and there without anything massive. And I think the nostalgia is what's holding on to that for a lot of people. Like they just don't want to let those. And when if it ever, I don't think it'll ever go away.
Like Doc.
Like Doc, I don't think. Yeah, he's hopping back on it. I don't think it'll ever go away. But I think this
Until they kill the servers.
A lot of opportunity for a revamp. Like maybe we'll. I mean, and this acquisition is not just Call of Duty games and WoW. Like there's a lot of properties that fall on this. I saw tweets from little indie game developers that just realized, like, hey, Microsoft owns this now, apparently, because they fell under that umbrella.
Yeah, because they were all
Blizzard.
The Activision. So one of the big things is the day that it was announced, Sony lost 20 million. They lost 20% of their stock drop that day. All the other companies went up 5%. Konami. Is Taito still one? You know what I mean? It's
I don't think so.
I don't know if they're still one or not. But all the other little companies, their stocks just increased by 5% that day. You've got Overwatch, which is one of the biggest games in the world. But players were jumping off because of the toxicity of Activision Blizzard. I think this is going to be a great thing for them.
There's a ton of franchises.
They're going to clean house.
That got acquired. I'm looking for the list here. So here's what Microsoft owns now. This is just a short list coming from Polygon. They now own Halo, right? They've had Halo for a while.
Yep.
They now completely own Halo, Gears of War, Minecraft, Hellblade, State of Decay, Wasteland, Double Fine, all the Obsidian stuff. They now own, and this is not just this acquisition because they also acquired Blizzard a couple of years ago, or not Blizzard, but Bethesda a couple of years ago.
Which is a great thing.
So they have Fallout, they have Elder Scrolls, they have Wolfenstein, they have Doom, they have Call of Duty, Diablo, Overwatch, Warcraft. What else do they have in here? The Activision. Okay, the big thing is Activision. Activision's back catalog, because Activision's been around forever. Technically, they own Pitfall.
Oh, they do.
Right? So, and they own Spyro, Tony Hawk, Crash Bandicoot. They have the rights to if they want to do any remakes of GoldenEye 007, Transformers, Spider-Man, Cabela's Outdoor Series. Guitar Hero is a big one for me, because I hope they can revamp that and bring it back.
So that's the Activision CEO said that was one of them. He said, I hope that they redo because it needs a redo. We wanted to redo it, but we didn't have the capital. It's like, oh, bullshit. You're Activision Blizzard. But
they had the money.
Yeah, they just didn't want to. But he's hoping that they pick it up, which I agree with him. I hope that they do pick Guitar Hero back up because it deserves it. It was a great game.
Yeah, I mean, have you looked to try to buy another guitar or a
set? It's impossible now because the people who do the mods are doing it. So it's impossible to find right now.
Just the hardware. That's what sucks. Like you try to buy a new Rock Band set or a new Guitar Hero guitar, or not a new one, but a used one that's in usable condition, you're going to pay out the ass for it. So those are some of my favorite games.
So here's the other thing. They're also talking about now Call of Duty could be, they're talking about instead of going annual, might be like biannual. Thank God. Let it go through because you get all those goddamn skins and everything, then you only get them for a year. And they're onto a new game. And then you wouldn't flood the market with just a bunch of crap anymore.
Well, you get some
they might actually develop the game. Yes.
And you get some, what was that? Is your kettle going off? Oh, it's Bender? Okay.
That's Bender.
Some continuity between all these properties. Here's the big thing. Here's the big thing, and here's the push for this, and here's what we're seeing a lot of. We've been talking about this a lot the last few months. Game Pass.
It could become an Xbox exclusive.
They can do it. They can go exclusive. They can release it on. They can bundle it in with Game Pass for a couple of months. Like, oh, look, you get all these cool stuff, or this old back catalog of old Activision games. Wait, did he own Mortal Kombat? Was Activision Mortal Kombat?
I don't know. That sounds right. But here's the thing with that: if they went, I don't want to hear Sony crying, Call of Duty, and it needs to be cross-platform. Well, fuck you guys. You guys had Capcom one exclusive with you for Street Fighter. I haven't got to play the new Street Fighter till I got a PC that could actually run it. So that's the thing. I think Microsoft's about to become the powerhouse because of this acquisition.
Oh, it was Midway. Midway had Mortal Kombat. But yeah.
Gotcha.
They said it put them at the third largest gaming company with this acquisition, still behind Sony, if I remember, or they're in the top three. Maybe it's Tencent, Sony, and Microsoft gaming now. But yeah, it's huge, and hopefully they can go in and they can just fucking clean house, because Activision Blizzard's been a shit show for the last several years.
100%.
Not with game development and milking things for all they can with WoW and stuff like that. But I'm talking culture within the company itself.
The culture's terrible.
A bunch of shitheads. I mean, call it like you see it. A bunch of shitheads. And that goes to the very top with Bobby Kotick, the current CEO of Activision Blizzard right now. They're retaining him in that position currently. They're not kicking him out. He'll probably get a stay for a little bit.
Oh, he's gone.
But well, here's the thing: he's going to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably something contractual where he has to stay on through the transition,
right?
Possibly. But do you know who he's reporting to?
Spencer, isn't it?
He's reporting directly to Phil Spencer, who is the head of Xbox.
And Phil Spencer does not put up with shit. So
he's going to be an empty seat. He's got something in his contract where he's going to be able to continue to get paid out unless he does just something stupid and shitty. He's not going to be able to probably take a phone call without Phil Spencer knowing it. Is my assumption. He's just there.
He's not going to be able to wipe his ass without Phil Spencer knowing it.
He's just going to be drawing a check on his contract, which he's probably made a killing in the acquisition anyway.
And the thing is, he bred such a culture of hate and just toxicity and
toxicity and developer burnout
and sexism.
I mean, it was
everything. It's a bad culture over there.
It was a hostile workplace.
And he didn't do anything about it. And he knew about it. He didn't
stop it. That's where the buck should stop with him. And he could have fixed it, and he didn't do it. Plus, working their developers and stuff to death. Burnout was a thing.
Yep.
Trying to get as much as you can. You hear talks of them, working 80, 90 hours or more nonstop for months.
And getting in trouble.
Months at a time. Just because somebody sets a deadline that's not reasonable. And that's where you're getting these shitty games coming out that aren't completed. I go on a whole rant about that.
Yep.
But, yeah, so there's that. Clean out. Your thing about Call of Duty, really cool. I would not be surprised if they take Call of Duty to a free to play format and just live off the skins, because that free to play mode is profitable.
It's a cash cow,
and then you can keep it going. I mean, look at Fortnite. They could do the same thing with Call of Duty. You could have multiple. I guess you want to, because you have your boots on the ground style Call of Duty. You have your exoskeletons, flying through the air Call of Duty, which I hate that shit. I like the boots on the ground. And you can have your different, you have like your Modern Warfare and your Classic and all that stuff, and then you can just sell skins and make a killing for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, who owns Battlefield?
EA, DICE, I think. I'm pretty sure.
And isn't EA under the Activision?
No. I don't think. No, I'm almost positive it's not. But Microsoft already has EA or
links, yeah,
because with Game Pass you get EA Play as a part of it if you get the Ultimate Game Pass. So they already got their ties in there. DICE is your developers, primarily DICE. There's a few other studios, Visceral Games, but EA DICE. I don't think Microsoft owns EA.
Oh, EA owns BioWare too. Westwood Studios knew that. Westwood Studio, closed.
EA is still their own thing. They just have a partnership with Microsoft for that Game Pass stuff.
So,
but Activision almost merged with EA back in the day.
Yeah.
That might be what you're thinking of.
That's probably is.
Yeah, there was a time where they almost merged, which would have made this thing even bigger.
Yeah.
Because think of all the EA Sports games that are out on PlayStation.
A lot.
If Microsoft all of a sudden owned EA,
it would have been over.
They could kill off so much of Sony stuff, and I hope they don't. There's a line. Competition is good. This stuff is good. I think this is a good acquisition, both from a business standpoint, and I think the players are going to benefit from it. I don't see it as a monopoly type thing like some people are talking about. They're still not the only service in town, and there's not a barrier to entry. You can still make games. You can still do stuff. You can still get your things out there. They're just buying these studios. They're going to pump money into them, and I really think it could be a good thing.
I think it'll be a great
Especially
thing.
with the Game Pass situation.
Microsoft's got they've got a good track record.
And it's not Sony that's going to get hurt by this in the long run. It's going to be Steam.
Yeah.
Because as they add more and more games to the library and they make them exclusive to Microsoft releases and they don't make it over to Steam for 6 months, 9 months, whatever, like Sony does with their exclusives, not making it to Microsoft. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So what did you guys think? What do you think of the rumors? Is there anything that you all think that, do you guys think there's any validity to any of these? Have you heard of some that we haven't heard of, which you probably have? Again, we're not going to ask you to say, where's your source to make sure this is true. That's why this episode's called Rumors.
Yep. So there's a lot, like I said, we couldn't hit every big rumor on this. We have our little niche things that we like to talk about.
Yeah.
And so if we didn't hit the rumor that you wanted us to talk about it in the Discord. Join the links down below.
Down below.
Like, subscribe to the channels, whether it's on wherever you're listening. Give us a little like, give us a little sub. Help people find us in the algorithm. If you like it, other people will like it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And wherever you guys are, please have a great evening, night, morning, whatever time it is. And also, please be good to each other.
See ya.
See ya.
It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made-up word. MCs shied away from